Hey everybody, it's Kevin from Retro Future Guy, and I just wanted to quickly show off my latest, possibly last build, made from largely Lego and arcade parts for a while. This is the ultimate combo joystick. Yes, I know that there was already an ultimate stick, and then I decided to put in the four movement buttons for fighting game enthusiasts. Now, I don't generally use those because I'm not very good at that, but I figured I should put them in there and try and get better at it. And anybody who wants every possible thing, this is probably it. What this has is a 4 to 8 way joystick on the far left, so that's that. While it's going to be a little hard to see, you can see in the reflection there is a button on the back side of this that, depending on which side you press, because it's a two-halved button, it will switch from either 4-way to 8-way. You can hear the subtle motor movement when I do that. And I think that the blue is 4-way and the red is 8-way. So some games, particularly the really old ones like Donkey Kong or Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, those use 4-way sticks, and a lot of stuff after that then used 8-way. And so that has the ability to switch between them. If you end up trying to do a 4-way game on an 8-way joystick, you'll end up with a lot of kind of phantom movements and wonder why you're so awful at something you used to be really good at. That may very well be the reason why. So then we've got the 4 movement buttons. You've got the jump button, the down button, and the left and right. Again, I kind of suck at doing that, but I'm trying to get better at it. And then you've got the 8 action buttons. You've got a trackball for games like Marble Madness, and you've got a spinner for games like Arkanoid. And then you've got a second joystick. This one is actually an analog stick. Originally I had a Tron joystick in here, and I swapped it out for an analog because that's another digital stick, and it's got a trigger on the front of it, and it's got a thumb button on the back side of it. But a Tron joystick would look just as well, or actually would perform just as well and probably look cooler. But I wanted the ability to do some analog games, and while there's no driving wheel on this, there's a lot of the games that have like free movement, things like off-road. You can very, very easily use the spinner to control those, and then later analog driving games, this actually works quite well for that. So I'm not terribly bothered by the fact that there's not a wheel on here. I just frankly didn't know how to fit one on here without making it like the width of the entire desk. And then a last minute addition that I didn't plan to do was to add a little stand on the side of this for an Xbox controller. As you saw, there's also the pinball buttons that are here. The way that I tend to organize these is you've got the left and right flipper, and then the MagSave or nudge buttons. You've got a vertical nudge button here, assuming you don't have an accelerometer in here that just requires a tap to move it horizontally, or a nudge vertically to move it that way. And then you've got either an exit out of everything button. There's actually another one here on the back that is not lit up, so you can't see that in the reflection, but there is another one back there. I could map those differently. I just wanted to give myself the option to change it later. And then you've got coin, start, extra ball for some pinball games allow you to buy in with another, quarter. So that's what that does. And then we've got menu buttons across here that do, the tab menu for MAME, change the mode, change the turbo, and then a digital plunger button for pinball. And since this button here is essentially an up, for a vertical nudge, I just put a down one in here. There's some pinball software like Pinball FX or FX3 where you actually need to be able to move up and down, and yeah, you could do it on the joystick. But I figured if I was doing left, right, and up, then I might as well do a down button as well. So that's the That's the madness behind the number of buttons that you see there. I've got this thing plugged into my 2023 GPD Win Max, which is a pretty capable little computer in its own right. And I'm just playing this on an LG C3 from a couple years ago. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on a tripod so I don't make you seasick as I'm playing through these games and try and do everything one-handed. And I'll be back in a second. Oh, and one last thing is the inside of this thing is an absolute mess because I suck at doing clean wiring, but it does function. This one uses the spinner and just a fire button. Oh. Okay, that's enough of that one. All right, I'm gonna play some Junior Pac-Man, which requires a 4-way joystick, so I'm gonna press this button on the back to turn it blue, which will turn it to a 4-way stick. So let's give it a try. All right, let's do a little Marble Madness to illustrate the trackball. It's hard to play at this angle. Oh! Bingo! Yeah! Bingo! Woo! Woo! was never very good at Afterburner. All right, I think that shows off pretty much everything this can do, obviously, except for games that use the dual analog, you know, which is more like, you know, modern day games. This is great for retro gaming though. I guess I should probably show off some pinball though, huh? Again, I'm gonna try and keep out of the frame. Let's go.
Yours will be ours! We are invincible. Mamma mia! Look at the sound speed! You must have no good! Out of the sky!
All right, one more. All right, everybody, so that is the Retro Future Guy Ultimate Combo Controller. If you've got any questions or comments, put them in the, well, in the comments section. And otherwise, if you're planning on trying to make one of these for yourself, you will find both a parts list and step-by-step instructions in the description to this episode. So make sure you like and subscribe and drop me a line and let me know what you think of it. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one. All right, thanks all. Take care. Bye-bye.